Redmayne estava todo solto na premiere de Animais Fantásticos e Os Segredos de Dumbledore. Durante a entrevista, ele até fez a dancinha da manticora. Ele precisou se segurar para não dar vários spoilers. Confira logo mais a entrevista completa com o ator. Maria Fernanda Cândida também foi entrevistada por Tom Felton. O vídeo está nos cards. Se você gostou dos vídeos, se inscreva no canal.
Hey!
You are everywhere.
No, I said there are people everywhere.
Welcome to the red carpet. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great. It's so wonderful to be back. These secrets have been kept for a few years now. I think now is the time to let them out into the world.
It feels like 100 years.
Tell me about it. Tell me about it.
You know, there are lots of Fantastic Beasts fans. I mean, a few of them are here waiting eagerly to find out what's in store. Can you give them a little sneak peek?
Yeah, well, for me, what I love about this movie is it feels like a kind of wizarding heist movie. It's like Ocean's 11 meets the Wizarding World. And I always kind of love those movies.
That Newt's 11.
Exactly. So I don't know how quite exactly. It makes Jude kind of George Clooney. And
Brad Pitt.
Is that what
are you trying to say you're Brad Pitt? Is that what you're trying to say?
I mean, that's what no, of course, in my dreams. Right, yes, good. Moving on.
Where do we find Newt Scamander this time round?
So at the beginning of the movie, you find him in China. He is looking for an incredibly important creature. It's a big action sequence. We shot it, of course, in Watford, in the freezing cold, in Leavesden. But I've always wanted to see Newt out in the fields, out in the kind of landscape, one with the creatures. There's a kind of, I don't know, sort of slightly Indiana Jones vibe to it, which I loved doing. So that was fun, a lot of action.
What's your favourite thing about playing Newt?
What's my favourite thing? I really love him as a character. I find him unusual, empathetic, incredibly kind, and with massive heart. I also love the group of people and actors that David Yates has got together for these movies. We have so much fun making them, and so it's a bit of joy.
Do you have a message for any Wizarding World fans who are watching on the global live stream? Or those here in London?
Those here in London too. I would say, like, the reason that I loved going to watch the Potter films was to get to go and immerse myself in the whimsy and the magic of this extraordinary world. And I feel like this film is filled with all that humour and that magic and that kind of transporting escapism. And I feel like it's coming out at the right time. Thrilled for that.
We've got a social question from @GabrielleLJV-Das. Eddie, I have a question.
Is that in caps? That was really good.
Yes.
That was really good. Caps acting.
Oh, thank you. Is Teddy a bad influence on Pickett?
Yeah. Oh, I love them both. I was just asked who my favourite creature was, and I can't choose between those two. But the great thing about this movie is, you know, Pickett's needy, but just adorable and incredibly useful, and Teddy is a total nightmare, but the mischief is so kind of wonderfully attractive. And in this film, they join forces together. In fact, it's so successful, them joining forces together, that I think they may have a spin-off series. That's not actually true, but I'm putting it out into the ether because it's kind of brilliant.
I'm going to leave you to go inside, but not before you have to show me the dance.
You're not going to make me do the dance.
Do the dance right now, Eddie.
You're not going to make me do it.
Quickly, they're shouting in my ear.
There's a little bit of a hip swivel, and then a weird thing that goes on with the hips. You've got to make Callum doing that after you made me do that. Did you just go down to my swivelling hips? Thank you
very
weirdly
much.
exhausting, that dance. Thank you so much.
I made it awkward.
See you later.